Okay, so we're going to work on simplifying some rational expressions involving multiplication and division. So first off, when you're multiplying, remember you're multiplying straight across, and I'm trying to divide out some common factors and reduce this. So we need to factor everything. Let's start with that x cubed plus 8. So that is two perfect cubes being added. So if you remember your pattern, to get 8, we'd have to cube 2. So we'd have x plus 2 times, and then our x squared, multiply 2 and x together, which gives you negative 2x, and then square your 2, which will give you 4. So if you look at what we have on the top, we have that x squared minus 2x plus 4, and it's also on the bottom being divided by. So those will divide out to 1, and you'll just be left with a factor of x minus 4 on top and x plus 2 on bottom. And there it is, all simplified. You can't go any further because those 4 terms don't share any more common factors. If you are dividing, don't forget that you're going to have to multiply by the reciprocal. So before I do anything else here, I'm going to leave my first fraction as it is and then go ahead and take my second one, rewrite it with it flipped upside down. And then same idea, I'm trying to simplify and divide out any common factors because I don't really want to distribute everything and make this even messier. So we're looking for common factors. So let's factor everything. On bottom, I could factor a 5 out of my 5x plus 15. And then looking at the 2x squared minus 200, I'm going to factor a 2 out there. And then that leaves me with x squared minus 100, which is our difference of squares. So I could factor it into x minus 10 times x plus 10. My trinomials are going to take a little bit more work, so I'm looking for the two numbers that multiply to negative 21 and add up to negative 4. So that would be negative 7x and 3x. I could write my middle term as. And then I could make a couple groups. If I group the first two, I can factor out an x, leaves me with x minus 7, and then factor out a 3. Then I've got that common factor of x minus 7 times x plus 3, so that factors in my top there. In the bottom one, I could look for two numbers that multiply to negative 70 and add up to 3, so I'm going to use 10 and negative 7. And then again, factor out some common factors, and I have x plus 10 times x minus 7. I'm going to rewrite everything in its factored form so it doesn't look quite so messy and hard to follow here. So if I rewrite all of my factors on top and all of my factors on bottom, it's going to look like this. And then once I get it all rewritten, if I have anything that divides out to 1, I want to go ahead and divide it out to 1. So x plus 3 divided by itself will give you 1. And then my x plus 10s divide out to 1. And so do my factors of x minus 7. So that's going to leave me with 2 times the quantity x minus 10 all over 5 for my final factored and simplified fraction. So one more division one here. Again, if you're dividing, we want to multiply by the reciprocal. So I'm going to rewrite this and then take that second expression that I was dividing by, and I'm going to multiply by 1 over it. And then again, looking for what I can factor things into, I'm going to start with the top. I need two numbers that multiply to 3 times negative 10, so multiply to negative 30 and add up to 13. So 15 and negative 2 will do that. And then I can factor out a common factor of 3x and pull out a negative 2 to get an x plus 5 times my 3x minus 2. On the bottom, those both share a factor of x, so I'm going to factor that x out. And then if I rewrite it in my factored form here and look for some common factors, I think I have some stuff that will divide out to 1. So I've got a factor of 3x minus 2 that'll divide by itself and just give me 1. Which leaves me with x plus 5 over, if I multiply across on bottom, 6x to the third.